Welcome to Hank's Place. Jesus' words in John 7:24, "Do not judge by outward appearance, but judge with righteous judgment," are applicable today. Back then, Jesus was going about doing good, healing all those bound by the devil. Acts 10:38. Every day, including the Sabbath. For the Pharisees, the Sabbath was of extreme importance, along with its observation. They created so many rules regarding the Sabbath. Why, a man was a Sabbath breaker if he should spit on the ground because the spittle might form a little mud ball, and that was work. Don't you find it amazing that the Pharisees were having trouble with that fellow Jesus? There he was, fulfilling over 300 Old Testament prophecies before their very eyes, but their eyes were blinded. They couldn't see Jesus as the Messiah for their traditions. Although putting on a great religious pretense, they were in love with the world. Its lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, boastful pride of life, none of it from the Father. 1 John 2:16. Their love of the world's ways blinded them to the truth. And their blind conclusion, Jesus had to die. Thank God for his plan. It succeeded regardless of the depravity of mankind. How great is our God and marvelous his ways. There are insanely wrong conclusions being spouted about in politics and media today. My friend, don't just believe them, take them in. Do not judge by the outward appearance, but judge with righteous judgment. Now, mind you, wrong conclusions can be easily made. A comedian once pointed out, for example, that statistics clearly showed that fully 1/3 of all fatal car crashes were caused by drunk drivers. Why, that meant then that 2/3 of fatal car crashes were caused by sober people. Thus, it was obvious that drunk drivers should be applauded and awarded, while sober drivers given citations and pulled off the road, right? Here's another. At the start of World War I, English soldiers wore leather helmets. In examining those brought off the battlefield with head wounds, it was thought that changing to a metal helmet might save more lives. In an experiment, metal helmets were issued to a number of soldiers. To their horror, they found that the number of soldiers coming off the field with head injuries greatly increased. It was obvious metal helmets were not a help at all. Then some bright soul realized that people who otherwise would have died on the battlefield were now alive and making it to the field hospitals. Metal helmets were saving lives. Just the opposite of the initial conclusion. Today, my friend, I ask you to sort through the mess of media misinformation by asking Jesus for true wisdom and understanding. Then apply righteous judgment. And in all that, if you feel fear trying to grab a hold of you, reject it. For Jesus says to you, "Fear not, have faith in God." I remind you that fear is a huge weapon of the enemy. Hebrews 2:15 says it's the fear of death, think COVID-19, is what puts people into slavery to Satan. Fear not, have faith in God, judge with righteous judgment, and come alive.